Hello, my name is Samurai Knight 1600 and today I will teach you how to make an historical soldier with a TF2 model. Reason why is because why the hell not? I made a poll on my main DeviantArt site and well, you folks voted yes to letting me show you. So for shits and giggles I will teach you how to make an historical soldier with, as I said, an TF2 model. I will start by making what I think is the easiest one to make, which is an Austrian musketeer from the Napoleonic Wars. First of all, we need a good model, and for that we need to go down to one model that is my personal favorite. Let's see if we can find it here. S, which is this one. It's called, let me just here, Scouts Improved Bodygroups. I'll put the link. This is actually an add-on, so you have to download it from the Garry'smod workshop. It was created or uploaded by the freaking Scouts to Spy, and this is probably one of the best models fitted for making historical soldiers with. Now I prefer making soldiers from the Scout model because he's the most natural human looking. And this specific model has a lot of good body groups, so I'm just going to change it a bit here. We need to, of course, change the skin. You can do it here, and you go over here. Now you can see it's paintable with the white shirt. Remove the hat. Basically, we remove everything here, including the, I think I have technical difficulties here, so I'll just remove the hand that way. Or maybe not. What the hell? What's going on here? I seem to be having some difficulties here because there are some things in the way here. Well, that doesn't work. Huh. Anyways, we'll just have to do it like this. Just ignore that part, but as you can see, you can actually remove the glove here, which I personally like. And as for the props, you need quite a lot of props for making soldiers in this style like I do, but you need to find them. Luckily I have them all here lined up, and I'll give you the links to the add-ons for them. Now what we also need is a base, and I have it prepared here. It's good that you Google like how the soldiers look, so here's a good image of an Austrian musketeer, and we'll base it off this one. As you can see, it's quite a simple design, plain white uniform, and based on the regiment, I think the cuffs and collar, the color on those varied, so we're gonna do the yellow one here. Let's start with the basics. First of all, you take this coat here, which is called the fancy coat. You can find this at the workshop segment down at the bottom here at all class, or if you want to do it the easy way, just search coat here in the search area, like coat, and you can find it right here. But since we have it already here, now some tools that are very vital for this. First of all, we need to remove that green ring here so we can alter this later. And for that you use the TF2 Paint tool. Use that and the green ring disappears, and now we go to the tool which is most vital here, which is the advanced bone tool. Now this little thing is very good because now you can actually remove the unnecessary parts of this coat. Because as you can see, there are a lot of things that doesn't match up, but we're gonna need the arms here because those fit perfectly, but not the rest. So we use this tool here, Advanced Bone Tool. After clicking it, you see this little thing come up, and now we can see all the bones in the coat. And so we're gonna have to remove them bit by bit. This can be a bit tedious, but in this line of picture making you need to have a lot of patience. So let's see, we're gonna have to remove those things at the front, and you do that by clicking hand. And as you can see, it's gone, vanished. You do that now with the other hand. Oops, that was the wrong one. Hand. Sorry if I'm a bit of a klutz right now, it's a bit nervous. First time I'm doing this. Now we go to pelvis and remove this. You know what's going on right now, so you know what? I'll just stop here and show you what's happening after I'm finished removing all of the bones, so be right back. Alright, now we can see how the finished product looks like. This is what it should look like after you removed all the unnecessary parts, like the spine parts, and only leave the arms. That's the best way I can describe it. Remove everything but the arm section. Now we need to adapt this to this Scout here. As you can see, he's wearing a white shirt, which is perfect since Austrians wore white, completely white. And to change this, we now need to go to material, because we need to change the materials completely here. And we go down and search one default one that is called, that's not it, here we go, the debug white or something. It's completely white, you should see it here. See, completely white. And before you bone merge this, I highly recommend you use the Duplicator tool, because just in case. So in case you make any mistakes, you can easily fix it, and you always use the duplicate one. And we bone merged and see what happens. As you can see, this didn't fit quite well, so I can just remove the duplicate now and just take the original here. Duplicate it here. To fix this, we need to alter a bit on the Scout here. Just go to TF2 Paint again, because this model is compatible to this paint tool, and turn it to a slight gray to make it match. Slight. It's a bit tricky, but as I said, you need a lot of patience for this. Second try here. This looks slightly better. Anyways, let's continue. Now we go on to the pants, which is probably the easiest part. I recommend using these ones. You can use others if you find them better, but these are called the Commanndos. I'll pop the link for the add-on in the description as usual. Now you do the same thing here again. TF2 Paint, material, and the same color altering, and bone merge them. Whoops, seems I forgot to remove the feet here. Let's go do that quickly. Shoes and socks, remove them like this. Doesn't look quite right still, so we need to to paint again. Make it slight grayer again, I think. There we go. Looks okay. Now we go on to another add-on, which is the boots. I recommend these ones. These are called the Rebels Riders. They are quite good. They fit with most boots used by historical soldiers through time. They're very plain and simple. I highly recommend using these ones. Once again, TF2 Paint tool, put it almost to the maximum of black here, and there we go. But as you can see, there are gloves here that doesn't fit, and to do that again you need to use the Advanced Bone tool again on them. But this is quite a tedious task. As you can see, a lot of fingers. You need to remove all the fingers one by one and on the gloves. That can be very tedious, so I will not show it here because frankly, sorry, I thought I was out of time here. My apologies. So frankly, oops, oh, come on. So frankly, I will not do it. Luckily, I've pre-prepared them here. This is what it should look like after you removed the hands. You can see some clipping here, but that's no issue because it's not visible. You just put the boots here. Bonemerge them. There we go. Looks quite alright, I say. And now we go on to the rest of the coat here. Now this is called the Varsity. This is another defueled one you can find in the workshop. Just go down, I'll show you here. Just go down to the bottom here at workshop at the bottom. Gonna remove that one. Player, items, and here in the scout folder here you can find it at the Varsity. Or else you can just search it here like I did with the coat earlier. The usual, you put on TF2 Paint. You see they changed color here, but that doesn't matter because we're gonna change it anyway later. And now this is gonna be tricky because we need two of these, but different clippings on them. But first, gotta use the advanced bone tool, and this time you remove the lower arms. That was the wrong one again. There we go. Now we duplicate it because we need two. There we go, and I'll explain later. Now this we're gonna put here. That's one of the good things about the Austrian uniforms. It was quite simple. It had one row of buttons. Because it's a bit tricky when you have to use two rows of buttons for the coat. That's why it's very simple. This advanced bone tool again. Material. And the same grayish. I think it was the wrong one. Nope, it's the right one, I think. Or I'll do it like this anyways. Bonemerge them and make sure that you have the advanced bone tool on this specific item. Now you can see it attached, but there are some issues here. We're gonna have to remove the pelvis part here and the neck part here because those have their own parts in the future here. I'll show you. Advanced bone tool again. Now we try to. That's the. Wait. Oh, that. Wait, that is the right one. Let me explain a bit further here. Sorry. Go to Y here at the bottom, and you put it at 0. Now you should be able to. There we go. Now the belt is visible, and that's how it should look like, according to me at least. And now for the neck. We're gonna have to remove the neck. Luckily it's right here. There we go. And now we take this one. Now we're gonna make the neck part here of the uniform, that yellow one. And to do that, material tool again, debut white. But now we change to yellow here. A good tint of yellow, maybe a bit grayish to make it look a bit more natural. Advanced bone tool again. Let me see how much time I have left. Good, I have plenty of time then. I have a bit of a time limit because I'm using free software, but it's the only one I have right now. Gotta minimize here again. Once again, you completely remove the pelvis, and we're gonna have to remove everything but the neck part. This may once again be a bit tedious, but I was wrong. Can remove bit by bit. This is what I like about the advanced bone tool. And as I said, this is quite vital for making soldiers the way I do. Here we go. We don't have to do spine 3 part because then we remove the neck. But duplicate this one just in case. Now we use the advanced bone tool on the duplicated part because now we're gonna bone merge it. Bone merge it. There you have that. But it's a bit small, so you can use the advanced bone tool here. Neck again. And X. That was the wrong one. There we go, the Y section, and make it a bit higher. Like this. Now for the next... whoops. Looks like I forgot one part. Now I can actually show you. You just need to use, what was it called again? Go down here to Scouts, part of the workshop here. Classes, player. Down here at the bottom, I think. Here. The drummer shirt. Because here we can see these neck thingies, which we need for the soldier. And once again, this is a bit tedious, so I'll be right back until I have bone merged. No, not bone merged. Use the advanced bone tool to remove all of the parts. The other parts, so we can move on. Right? BRB. Okay, I'm back now. And again, here we have the finished product. I have removed all of the parts except for the neck. Whoops, look, that's it, right? That's right, sorry. You're supposed to remove the neck thing here because we already have one here. So I wasn't completely finished. But it's quite easy to do that, like spine 3 and voila. Now we use the same tone of yellow. That's right, duplicate it in case something goes wrong. There we go. And now we're gonna make... Now we're finished with the basics here. Because now we're gonna go into the more advanced parts. Gonna remove it here. Now we've basically made the basics so we can pose the soldier itself. But for the other parts he needs to be finished, so we're just gonna unfreeze him now and make a bit of a... I'm making a quite lazy pose here because frankly this is just a tutorial. Just gonna try and make it a bit of a, how do I say it, pumpy stance. Now it's looks like he's squatting. Right, this will do. Oh, we might need a weapon too, but that's not really needed. Let's say we post him now. Maybe his hand here. There we go. Now we're gonna add the things you add after you post the model, which is the hat, the buttons and other details. We start with the hat. When it comes to the hat, there are two possible choices for the Austrian actually. Because let's see, you go to player here, items. First of all you go to soldiers here and look for his, what's it called? here, the soldier Shako, or you can go here to Pyro, and let's see, it's here. Pyro. Where is it? Here we go, the Pyrolean. Now these are two completely different hats, but the Austrian used both. In the early parts of the Napoleonic Wars, the Austrians used a hat similar to this, which is called a casket, but they later replaced it with a Shako. So you can use either one of these, but you need to change the color here of the hat. You can easily do that with the TF2 Paint. A nice black one. Let's use the Shako here. You need to use the No Collide tool and just put the hat on like this. Now there are other things you can do with the hat, like accessories, but I won't do that today because this is... I frankly don't have the patience for that. And let's see, now we're gonna add the buttons. When we add the buttons, we're just gonna go here at the search bar, because I can't find them otherwise. Just search button. And you choose this one, button 1. Now as you can see, this is a bit big, so we're gonna have to use the Resizer tool. I'll put the link in the description, or maybe it's a diffuse one, I don't remember. If it's an add-on, I'll put the link in the description. And resize it, like this. Let's see if this is a good size. Let's say it is a good size. No collided, of course. And now back to materials here, and there should be sexy gold. Just find a good golden color like this. You see, they used a lot of brass back then, so a lot of golden details ish. And now the duplicator tool once again. Just duplicate them like this, and now you put the buttons on one by one on the soldier. This is probably one of the most annoying things to do if you make big battle pictures with this one, because that's what I literally have to do. Just put them on one by one like this. Just ran out here, and I'll spawn some more. Always make sure to save some in case you run out. Can be a bit tricky posing them in a good way, as you can see here, but sometimes they don't actually have to make contact, just as long as it looks good at a certain angle like this. There we go. And now we go on to another detail I have. Now we're going up on the add-ons list, almost up to Addon. Let's see here, what is it? Here we go. This is an add-on called the Equipment pack. I'll put the link in the description of this add-on. As you can see, it contains a mishmash of different equipment, and this is very useful for small details. And you're gonna look for user gear bandler, and now we're gonna paint it. Whoops, that was the wrong one. Sorry. Paint it white. Let's see. No collide it, and duplicate. Now we're gonna make this white cross, cloth cross, the soldiers have in the pick. This is quite simple, you don't have to do it super fancy, just do it like this. There we go, that is, I'd say that's okay for me. I don't know. You can actually do it a lot simpler, but this is a tutorial. And now, all we need now as a final thing is a weapon, which I forgot but there is a good add-on for good weapon. I recommend for Napoleonic Wars you use the this one. I'll put the link in the description. I don't have the patience to just take a musket here. Good thing about this is, as you can see, this is a bit too big, but that's easily fixable. Just collide it and use the Resizer. Maybe it can be a bit tricky with the Resizer too, but now we've shrunk it a bit. And just make sure he's holding it. And there you have it. An Austrian musketeer of the Napoleonic Wars. I can show you how to do this with the soldier model later. But for now, it's finished here. Oh right, next time I was going to make a French soldier, I think. I don't know. Oh wait, I think the posing here wasn't the greatest. So I'll try and remake it here. I'm sorry if I'm a bit babbling, but I'm quite nervous doing this. It's the first time I do it alone. I mean, it's quite easy to do it in your head, but when you have to tell like this how to do it, it gets a bit tricky for some reason, I don't know. So I'm quite nervous. Gonna make sure it looks like he's holding it. Just use the finger poser. That didn't look quite well, so maybe we can just... Whoops. Damn it, I hate when this happens. Garry'smod physics can be a peep. There we go. Now this is the best I can do with an Austrian musketeer with the scout model. And as I said earlier, it's possible to do with a soldier model, which actually looks better, but this is the easiest one to make. I hope this was quite useful for you people, and if you want to see more, just comment. I have promised a friend I will do a French soldier of World War I next time, which I will probably do next week or something. We'll see about that, but thank you for watching. I am Samurai Knight 1600.